Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be talking about the importance of frequency. So if you are blocked or you feel like you are putting in all the effort and you're not seeing results, or that the results are not happening as quickly as you would like them, then this live is for you. So I'm just going to give it a few minutes for people to join and we will get started. So I'll just give it another minute or two. And part of this was I had an aha moment last week, and I shared this with my master class, and I was like, I need to share this with everybody, especially after January and some of what we experienced. I had multiple timeline shifts that felt like things were burning down in a good way, and just moving into something new and unprecedented for February. And it impacted my frequency. So, all right, I'm going to get started. If you can't stay on for the whole thing, I will post this later to YouTube and my feed. But anyways, today is all about what you need to know about frequency. And like I was saying, I had this aha moment last week because your frequency and the frequencies around you impact everything so much. And when you are not aware of the impact that they have and what frequency you're vibrating in, it can really have an impact with what is happening in your life. So like I was saying in the beginning, if you feel like you have been doing all the work and things still aren't happening, or they're happening but things aren't happening at the pace that you want it to, then this little discussion is for you. So we're going to start with just talking about what frequency is. So we are all frequency. Frequency is energy, and even our thoughts and our emotions and our actions all have specific frequencies. Even our body, our matter, where again is just tightly condensed energy vibrating really closely together, which makes us appear solid. And we all carry our own frequency. So why that's important is because like attracts like. So again, you probably have learned this in school or just even noticed it, who you hang around with, what you're doing just seems to attract more and more of the same thing. So again, there's that famous quote, if you keep doing the same things over and over again, you're going to get the same results. That's because you're probably still vibrating at the same frequency as well, and you're going to get what you've been giving. And the way I kind of explain this is, if you're having a really good day or a really bad day, it seems that things just keep piggybacking off of each other. And that's because you're emitting a frequency out there and attracting things that are the like frequency. So the biggest way to get out of a bad day is to spend some time with yourself and shift your frequency and raise your vibration. So there are things like, I don't say there's like a bad vibration, because even when we're in those lower frequencies of maybe sadness or grief or even anger and fear, like most likely they are serving a purpose for us and they are here to teach us something. So most of us try to then hide or push those emotions down, and until we address them, they're still going to be there. So it's not necessarily that the lower vibrations are bad. And if you look at all people's healing journeys, even myself, we're kind of on this roller coaster ride where there's ups and downs. But as you continue your journey, like there's still going to be the ups and downs, but when you go down, you're gonna, I wish I should have drew this. You're not going to go down as much. You're going to like keep climbing up. So even if you are having a down moment, it's not as low as probably in previous parts of your healing journey. So where was I going with it? Yes, so like attracts like. So when you the slower frequencies are going to be kind of those frequencies that are, if you're experiencing like lack, so sitting in the frequency of lack, that everything is hard. If you're thinking that it's super hard to get money, it's super hard to lose weight, like you're sitting in these lower vibrational frequencies. So even though you may be doing the work, like you're not getting the results you're expecting, you are not getting the results that you are looking for, because not only is it lower vibration, but when you think of lower vibration, it doesn't move as fast, right? So it's like you're putting all this effort and it's like, oh my God, this is so hard. This is taking forever. It's like, that's the vibe you're sitting in. So yes, it's going to be hard, and yes, it's going to take forever. So when we start to talk about like the higher level frequencies, so when we're operating out of joy, when we're operating out of love, when we're being our authentic selves, and we're just super excited about things, these are the frequencies that tend to vibrate at a higher level and vibrate faster. And that's why people start seeing the results faster. So I have two examples for this, just to explain like how this can show up for you. But I had one client who we were doing our 6-month program, and I always use her as an example because she would come in and her goal was to connect more with the divine feminine and also like lose weight. But every session she would come in and it was like, I've done X, 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 and just like tell me all the things that she has done. She goes, and I'm not getting results. And I'm like, well, you just came in here. Thank you, Numi. Hello, light worker. So it's like you just came in and you told me all these things and you were frustrated because you're not seeing results, and you have not told me anything you have enjoyed doing the last couple of weeks. And I'm like, I need you, after like 5 months, I'm like, listen, we only have a couple sessions left. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to forget your checklist, and I need you to sit with yourself, and I need you to think about things that excite you. What are the foods that excite you? What are the exercises that excite you? What do you want to be doing? What makes you be like me right now, where it's like, yes, this is amazing. This was a great workout. That was a great dinner. I feel amazing afterwards. Hello. And like, what makes you feel like that? And I want you to do those things for 2 weeks and then just come in, and I don't want a checklist. I want you to just tell me how you feel. So she's like, okay, I think I can do that. So she did, and oh my God, she came in and she's like, so I lost a couple pounds. I found some dinners that I really like and some activities that I really like doing. She was smiling more, and she started to get the results. And I'm like, see, I'm like, I've been trying to tell you for 5 months that I needed you to find the things that actually excite you, that make your body feel good, that just give you that energy, instead of just doing all the things you should because you're not seeing the results. And yes, they can help you, and maybe those are the things that you do need, but you also need to be excited about it, and you also need to be passionate about it, and you also have to enjoy doing it. And she was able to get the results. And so then I'm going to share a personal experience where I was saying in the beginning that I had this aha moment last week, and I shared it in my masterclass where I'm teaching everybody to step into their own power and use their own frequency to help change what they want to be doing in their lives. Most of them have big dreams and changing careers and all of that. But January, for most of us, if you follow any of the stuff that I've been posting, that hopefully is a little humorous for you, but it was a tough month. There were things that felt like there was burning down. I definitely feel like I shifted timelines a couple different times, and I didn't know where I was landing. A lot of the things were good things for me, so it wasn't necessarily bad type of events that were happening, but it definitely upheaved my personal life and my world. And it was like, okay. And I was trying to put all these things out, that I knew I had these great things that were downloaded to me, and I wanted to get out there and share it with everybody. And I felt like I wasn't getting the results. So I'm like doing the work, just putting the content out, putting the information out, getting my newsletter out, and crickets. And then finally I'm like, I'm doing all the things, I'm following my guidance, but nothing is happening. And then I was like, oh my God, I teach this, but I was so in in myself and in my spiral and in my masculine that I needed to do, that I forgot that I was actually in the frequency of stress, of lack, and I was tired with all the shifts that I was integrating and processing mentally. And I'm like, I had a session with a client, and when I went into that session and I saw him, I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, how are things doing? And I just like lit up from the inside out because I was doing what I loved. And I was actually be able to do some in-person work. And I'm like, oh, this is why. I was not in this frequency, this vibration for the last 2 weeks, and I wasn't getting any results. So it's recognizing that, learning how to recognize that and how to shift that mindset so that you don't keep operating in the frequency of stress and the frequency of lack, and operating in your divine masculine. You have to be in balance with your divine feminine and divine masculine, and have sometimes your ego and your mind, spirit of your mind, take a back seat so that you can let your intuition and your emotional body and your spiritual body do what they need to do to get you the results you're looking for. So as soon as I changed that at the end of last week, like things just started going way, way, way better for me. So I have a workshop this Saturday that no one was signing up for. We now have it half filled, and I still have time. And it was just like, I really was just in the wrong frequency, and it took me some time to figure that out. So how did I shift that? That's part of what I wanted to share is, okay, like you recognize where you are. So how do you shift that? And for me, there's a couple different ways that I do it. So, a lot of us on our spiritual journey, the way we do this is we're being more mindful. We're expressing gratitude. We are meditating. So there are some affirmations too. All right, sorry, I just thought I need advice. We can chat. If you want to chat offline, we can go through and do that for you. I might pronounce this wrong, but Numi, let's chat me later and we will talk. So that I can give you some like one-on-one time for that, because I didn't read through all of the comments for you, just some of them. But I can definitely help. So how do we shift it? So for me, music is huge. But it's not just about the frequency of the music, it's about the words of the music too, because if you're like me, I'm singing along as I go, and as I'm singing, it's like you're programming your mind for what you want to experience. So I purposely have a couple playlists that are like upbeat, that are like powerful, that like get me in my like good vibes that I love to sing along to, and I'll put those on and it can instantly change things for me. So outside of just kind of meditation and mindfulness and kind of doing affirmations and grateful, you also want to attach the frequency to that, right? So it's not just about saying the right things. So a lot of people are like, I'm always doing these affirmations and I'm not getting anything. Like, I don't see results. It's like, well, are you actually feeling that emotion with the affirmation? Because every thought you have attaches an emotion to it, and that both thoughts and emotions are frequencies. So again, like that woman I was talking about earlier, if you're just going through the motions, but not having the emotion and attaching like that frequency to it, then you're not going to see the results you're looking for, because that frequency is what carries it through and brings stuff back around to you. So that's the important piece of it, and that's why frequency is so important and why I wanted to share that with everybody today. So yeah, music for me, sometimes it is doing some of the quantum healing work where it's just shifting and asking spirit to shift my frequency. And bring in higher level frequencies while I release the spirit of fear, the spirit of doubt, and letting those go and sending those back to the light. So even like visualization techniques, I tell a lot of my clients, like, when you wake up in the morning, when you go to bed at night, like think about something that makes you happy, that brings you joy. What was a moment in time where you felt your best? And fall asleep and wake up thinking about those things, or just stating, these are the intentions, these are the emotions I want to feel today, these are some things I want to experience today, and kind of putting that out there, because that will help you. A lot of my clients like have trouble sleeping and whatnot, and it's just like, well, that's because you're going through your to-do list or kind of criticizing yourself for everything that didn't go right today, and then you wonder why you can't sleep. So let's change our mindset, shift our focus to things that, again, charge our battery and light us up, and you will see drastic results, both with sleep and just what happens in your life. And then there's like 2 more things I wanted to talk about today. So how does frequency help you with manifestation? So again, kind of what I was talking about is that's the vibe. That's what gets you through and what attracts things to you, and the speed of which things come back around. So every thought carries the emotion carries the frequency. That's what you're emitting out into the universe and the collective consciousness. And then that's what then the universe reciprocates that energy back to you. So really tying in and visualizing what you want to see, what you want those results to be. So again, when you're not getting the results you're expecting, or they're not happening as quickly, you want to think about, okay, what frequency, what emotion am I attaching to these affirmations, to these visualizations, to these goals I have? And then deciding, like, is that the piece that needs to shift? Am I operating from doubt? I'm doing all the work, but my mindset is, I'm probably not going to see the results, or it's going to be hard, or it's going to take me a lot longer than I think it's going to. That's a slow moving frequency, and you're basically affirming that into your reality. Right? So there's always some aspect of us in our multidimensional being that might be slowing us down. So it's like doing that self-reflection. Do I just need to change the frequency and the emotion and the vibe for everything I'm doing? Last week I came up with the first thing that came to mind was like, I just don't care anymore, but that's not true, because I do care about my results. So I switched it to, I will not worry. I'm going to take the action, but I am not going to worry about what the results are going to be, because I have faith and I trust that my team, that spirit, that all the work that I'm doing is just going to give me the best outcome possible, and probably an outcome that I could not dream up of, and it's going to be better than I could ever imagine. So my new motto is like, I will not worry. Because it's like, I just wanted to let go of what I thought the results were going to be and not have any attachments to the outcome of what I've been doing. So that is kind of like the importance of frequency, how it helps with that. So what's that? Can a masculine be spiritual, or he would be fake? So everything has to be in balance, right? It's like yin and yang. So you do need your masculine to be a part of what you are doing. What is happening with society right now, and with most of us, is we have let in our masculine aspect of us, like, run the show. And we're caught in the action of just doing, and expecting quick results, especially like we expect everything instantly. And we're not allowing our divine feminine and our spiritual side to really have a partnership in it. So one of the things that I'm going to be sharing, I think this week, maybe this month, because that's the in-person workshop I'm doing, and I'm going to do an online event for Unleashing Your Divine Feminine, where it's really going to teach you how to bring everything, your masculine and feminine, back into balance, so that you can slow down a little bit. And it's supposed to be like a little bit of a give and take, like a dance, right? but most of us are just letting the masculine take the lead, and we're not seeing the results that we want to, or they're just taking a little bit longer. So once you learn how to balance that out, then you will get to that like ease of flow. Like there still may be challenges and whatnot, but nothing should be hard. It should be relatively easy outside of like getting those lessons learned. But then you're like, oh, I'm right. You're teaching me something. What do I need to learn from this? You learn it and then you move on. And then I got, what is enlightenment? So my view of enlightenment is we get to the point where we have raised our frequency and our vibration so much that we're like at the end point of our soul journey, right before we're able to merge back in with source energy or whatever it is that you believe is that next level, like so heaven, or just kind of merging up to that level. Like you have done so much work and your soul journey is pretty much complete, that you get to then go back to that unconditional love frequency, the authenticity frequency, and kind of rejoin with the creator, whoever that is that you believe. So and then I was going to wrap up with just like, because we are going through this whole shift on the planet right now and raising just the overall vibration of everything, a lot of more people are becoming awake. And how that happens is, like I said, as we shift our own frequency and become aware of how to utilize that, and stay in positivity, to stay in love, of truth, and all of that, we are learning to stay in that more. Like, again, it's impossible to stay at that level 100% of the time. There's going to be ups and downs. That's the part of the human journey. But the more of us are learning to get out of the fear vibration, to get out of doubt, to get out of lack, we're learning how to stay more in positivity and love and peace and staying in those harmonious energies. And that has a ripple effect across the world. So more and more people are starting to kind of wake up and be like, wait, what is happening? What is going on? And kind of learning how to do this themselves. So the more and more we learn to control our own energy, the more of an impact we have worldwide. And I am so excited for that. So it's going to be a super fun year as we continue to kind of just teach and get out there. There's a bunch of us that are ready to just teach everybody how to stand in their power, how to utilize their energy, and how to stay, raise your frequency and vibration. Like I said, I do have a few more things coming up specifically about Divine Feminine and how to kind of get back into that and lean into that a little bit more and bring that into balance with your Divine Masculine. So they're actually working together instead of just the masculine taking the lead, right? So masculine is not bad, just like the shadow side of us is not bad. It's just we all need to kind of work together to do what we are looking to do. I don't know how else to say that a little bit differently. Does anyone have any last questions before I end this live? And then if you do have anything and you want to reach out individually, we can definitely talk through some more one-on-one type issues or questions. Always happy to do that for everybody. So if you're watching this after the live and you have questions, please DM me, reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you. And I'm sending so much love and light.